Good morning and good afternoon to everyone, wherever you are. I'm Devendra, co-founder for Intello Labs, and we are doing quality assessment for fresh produce in a scalable, non-destructive, and low-cost manner using handphones as the quality assessment tool. We all know that more than a third of fresh produce is lost today. Whatever we are growing, only two-thirds of that is being consumed. And on the flip side, more than 40% of the population does not have food available to them. Now, in such a market, we would assume that the growers would be getting high price, but they only get only 10 cents on a dollar, which is being sold. A lot of governments have taken efforts to set up prices where they are ensuring that the growers get a better price for their produce, but it still is based on a fair average quality. There is no premium which is paid to any grower across the world for prices. That's primarily because the whole quality management system or the quality assessment system is manual today. The biggest of the food organizations have got a person who would visually go through the lot and then give his assessment saying this is good or this is bad. You can argue saying that there are processes and there are metrics against which things are against which the lots are scored. But if the metrics is like tomatoes should be uniformly red in color, how do you bring in any objectivity into it? What you may perceive as a uniform red color would be very different from what I perceive as a uniform red color, and definitely very different from what my food perceive as a uniform red color, right? So in such a case, it is very difficult for any organization, any government to pay premium for quality prices, and which is why a lot of farmers are today moving away from farming, because no matter how much they spend and they're all sweat and all, they still get regular market prices. So this is where our solution comes in. It is very simple. You use your handphone, capture an image of the sample, which is primarily fresh produce. It could be played out in any way. You need not lay out in a particular manner on a tray or anyways. It could be in a tote, in a crate, in a box, on a heap, whichever way. And then our algorithm would read that image. It would then give you the quality results of the sample. Not only it would give you how many are good, how many are bad, which is classification into grade A, grade B, and grade C, but it would also give you each and individual defect which you can find out. And then all that data is collated and presented as a quality dashboard, which can be used to mine actions in insights and trends around those. All this is backed by verifiable images and defect logs. For example, you could see here that in the whole image, you can see how many are bruised, how many are decayed, right-shouldered. And when you are looking at that data over a period of time, you can start finding out trends, that what is wrong in my supply chain, what are the defects, and where are those defects getting introduced, and how can I move ahead. Using this technology, we've helped our clients, which are primarily food organizations like retailers, traders, aggregators, distributors, reduce wrong purchases by about 15%. Essentially, it means that they were buying produce which was not meeting their quality criteria, which was leading to losses, which was leading to rejection, which was leading to dump across, and then those have been reduced, and now and also the dump which they used to throw away at the end of the day, we help them reduce by about 30%. So that's direct saving not only to them but also saving of food produce which can be used elsewhere across. Apart from that, there are a couple of other key impacts which we say. The first one is we've enabled a lot of our clients to start giving premium for pricing. For example, one of our we've introduced for online auctions of cardamom, we have introduced quality criteria. Close to 70% of India's cardamom is now gauged through our systems, and we've seen that for the same comparable lot today, growers are getting more. 30% of growers are getting about 18% higher price realization than what they were getting about a year ago, primarily because of quality being digital, and now there are bits which can happen across the place, and the buyer is now more armed to look at cardamom quality. Similarly, for one of the berry majors, their accuracy of assessment was around 70% when benchmarked. Today, we're using our system, it is up to 92%, and they are now able to pay better premiums to the growers and give them incentives to bring in better berries, matured berries,
Sorry, Dave, you have to wrap up quickly because of the time, please.
Sure. Similarly, we helped the Indian retailer start premium pricing from the growers. We've got a team which has got experience in data science, agri, and computer vision. And we are the biggest company which has got the highest database for fresh produce. We are the only ones which are looking at 45 different commodities. And we're well funded by various VC partners, and we raised our last funding last month.
Thank you, Dave. I think you can have more clarification during the Q&A, so that's fine. But just to be fair to everyone with the time. So for the judges and mentors, any Q&A anyone wants to ask? Yeah, we have Mojan already, so please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for your presentation. I'm not sure quite if I got, who is your main customer? Is it the mass purchasers, like the big retailers, or are they normal people who are using your app at this shop? I didn't understand it.
Right. So primarily we are in a B2B kind of an environment where all the food organizations, like I said, retailers, aggregators, distributors, traders, they all are our consumers who are doing quality checks on a mass level.
Okay, so it's basically a professional app. It's not B2C.
Right. Yes.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Thanks. So my question is a follow-up, which is how much does it cost your average customer, and how long does it take for them to pay back, the cost? Because I'm assuming that, like, right now, as you said, it's low margin. They can just get people to do it manually, very cheaply, and I'm not sure how much it costs and when they see a return. So can you maybe walk us through that?
Right. So we are essentially charging on a service basis. The number of commodities, number of installations, there's a monthly price for that. Like I said, we've helped organizations reduce their dump by about 30%. On an average, let's say a retailer has got about 6% dump, which is down by 2%. So that's a straight 2% added to their bottom line. So if you're buying 100 kgs, you're throwing away 6 kgs, and now you're saving 2 kgs of that. So that's the kind of ROI we are seeing. We've seen returns on these.
Sorry. Just because I don't really understand like fruit and stuff like that, if you can put that into money, that would be great. So how much does it cost in money, and how long does it take for me to kind of pay this back based on the savings?
Right. So in terms of money, it is anywhere between $100 to $200 per commodity per month kind of a basis, in that range. And in terms of returns, we've seen our clients realizing returns as early as 10 to 12 months.
Sorry, last follow-up. And how many clients do you have? And how much revenue generated?
Right. So today we are working with close to 12 different clients, which are retailers, growers, and traders. And in terms of money, we're close to an ARR of about $1 million.
Hi, Dave. Great presentation. Really like the use case, especially, it's very well aligned with the SDGs in some way. It can reduce food wastage. But I have a couple of questions. So one is, are you doing this at each point in the supply chain, or are you just doing it at one point, or, at multiple points, right? And the other one is, of course, its impact on jobs at the grower level. How do you see that? How do you see your solution impacting jobs? And also, one last question is, there's a lot of competition in the space from what I know. There's quite a few companies. I think, in fact, in one of the earlier pitch sessions, there was another company, if I'm not mistaken, which is based in the US, which seems to be in the same space. So what's your main differentiation in terms of your product, and why should somebody buy your product versus somebody else's?
Okay, so I'll take it in that order. The first one was around the supply chain. So we've been doing this for about 2.5 years now. We primarily started with the consumer-facing organization because they were the ones who were facing had a high cost of quality, and today it's being used across the supply chain. Let's say for a retailer, it's being used at their warehouses, at their stores, as well as their purchasing centers. This is being used by the aggregators who supply to the retailers, and this is also being used by the traders who are purchasing in wholesale. So now today, the solution is being applied across the supply chain. In terms of jobs, it's not about taking somebody's job, or it's not reducing jobs, but it's about enabling the whole quality system with a tool which helps them take the quality in an objective manner, right? For example, if you look at it, if I am a quality inspector, I have to look at a truck full of truckload of berries which has come in, which has got about 50 boxes. Each box has about 100 clamshells into it. As per the standard sampling, I have to look at about 60-70 boxes into it, which is not possible. So I'll look at only about 4 or 5 different boxes. Each box or each crate would take me about 10 to 15 minutes. So I'm reducing that time from 15 minutes to about 3 minutes now. So I'm helping them do this job more quickly in an objective manner. And instead of writing reports, all the data is getting automatically captured. So it's more a tool which is helping them do their job in an objective manner, capture the data, as well as ensure that the data is captured at the lowest level and is being used at a lowest level so that people can take more informed decisions. Right? So you still require the quality team to take that informed decisions onto that. It's finally onto that part in terms of competition. I think we are the only ones which is focusing on fresh produce. We've got the breadth of solution in terms of 45 different commodities, and we are the only ones which are using hand phones as one of the primary means. A lot of competition is using different machines, boxes, which what it does is it standardizes your image taking condition, it standardizes the lighting, it standardizes all the other external parameters, which makes it very difficult to scale. I mean, if you've got a 40,000 box, it's very difficult to scale and apply it at 100 different procurement points.
All right, great, thanks.
I have less than 30 seconds for the question, so I think we can go quickly with Joseph, and then we go back to Mojane, because Mojane already asked. So Joseph would ask a question, and then we go back with you if you have time.
Okay, very good. Nice presentation. Just a couple of quick questions. When did you start your business? And then secondly, what is your targeted geographical reach? So I'd like to get a sense in terms of where are you doing business today? Give me a perspective on that.
So we started about 2.5 years back. One of our biggest clients is Reliance Retail, which we started about 2.5 years back, the whole development of the solution. They've got 1,100 stores. And in terms of geographic reach, we started out of India. That's where we are based. And then slowly, and then over the last year, we've started working in Southeast Asia, China, and now we've also got a couple of clients in the United States.
Okay, you mentioned, I think you had 12 customers or so, I think you said.
Right, yeah.
Okay, so a few in the US, the majority of them outside the US.
Outside of US, yes.
Very good, thank you.
Do I still have time to ask a quick question, Ahmed?
Quick, yes, please.
Yeah, I just want to know, what is the precision of your model, the image recognition? How precise is it?
Right. So that's a very interesting question, because, like I said, there is a very difficult base to compare it with. The human manual grading itself is about at 70% accuracy. But if you look at in a benchmark condition with the experts as well as with laboratories, we are at between 92 to 97% accuracy levels, depending upon what kind of commodities we are working with.
Okay, so your precision, you say, is 93% accuracy?
Yeah, 92 to 97% accuracy for different commodities.
Okay, thank you.